Oh, there's a bin right there. Thank you. Thank you.
Being so blind.
Rolling. We rolling.
Can't see. Oh, there it is.
We rolling, y'all. We rolling.
Our first game was with who? Serbia.
Tomorrow.
Serbia.
Is that who we're playing tomorrow?
Yeah.
What
Tomorrow.
time? 2 o'clock or 4? 8?
8. Fuck
Listen, the way I've had to...
I want a nice
But I'm so
game.
annoyed because I'm going obviously to my in-laws this Father's Day.
Oh, shit.
So not me going to Dominic, so could we leave at like 7?
Well, what time are you going there?
I reckon we're going to end up watching it there. The problem with watching it there is we're not coming back till like level 11.
That's what I was thinking.
Where
Tomorrow?
is there,
Tomorrow's
though?
Sunday.
Uxbridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bit of a...
Bit of a journey.
Yeah. Bit of a way.
And it was my suggestion, so I'm a bit like...
Oh, well. But Luke, it's your suggestion
Yeah, but
every
I didn't
year.
think of it. Yeah, but I didn't think it through.
But you did.
Sometimes come
You didn't, you know, we
Yeah.
always weren't.
Sometimes come to us, innit?
You know?
Y'all can go.
Good.
Thank you. Yeah, so this week we've had Melanie's birthday. Happy birthday to you.
What?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Melanie. Mad Mel. Happy birthday to you.
What you up to? Go on, repeat the story. What happened?
Yeah, what happened, Mel?
Yeah.
What happened?
Let's just say I had a really good week. I've celebrated for a week. And let's just say we understand why there's a sports pants and Prosecco. And let's just say I've got some bruises as a reminder of my birthday.
That's it, innit?
Yeah, because what did you do? What happened? How did you get those bruises again? Tell us.
She fell over. She fell over. She fell over. She fell over.
And what did you say when someone tried to help you out?
Just leave me a minute. I just need to just sit for a minute before I get up.
So it was a good birthday.
It was a lovely birthday.
It was a good birthday.
Yeah, my mate took me out and it was
Good.
great.
Well, you know
great.
what? And you look fat. Am
Are we allowed to say?
Yeah.
I got no.
Can you stand up, please? Stand up
Yes.
and stand right here.
Stand right up, honey.
And come right
Give
there.
us a
so you get
12.
a
Right
full-
there, please, for the viewers that watch us on video.
Melanie is
54.
Okay.
54.
Okay.
54.
Okay.
Look at the skin. Look at the skin. The youth. Age is just a number.
Well, yeah.
It's wisdom that should come with
And
age.
falling down ain't nothing but a thing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's getting up. It's getting harder.
The knees, you know what I mean? They ain't quite as young as they
I
used to
get
be.
down.
But can I get back up?
Yeah. That takes a bit of time. So thank you.
Good. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And on that note, welcome to
Sports,
Bands and Prosecco.
We're missing one of our members today.
Yes.
Tina Get Well. She's not feeling
Yep.
too well today.
Get well, please.
Get Well
Yeah.
Tea.
And see you.
Ain't in the same without the shades, so we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
shades today, so I don't know how it's
Yeah,
going to go
we're
down.
gonna miss you.
I'll pick it up for her. don't worry.
Oh, shit.
I've got you.
Yeah,
got it.
Lou's got her.
I've
Lou's
got it. Don't
Lou's
worry.
got her.
We know. Clara's got a little bit of death in her, so fuck's sake.
And then she starts cackling right after.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you don't need us cackling.
No.
Sorry.
So, yeah. But before we start,
Oh, yes.
I would just like to, I want to say rest in everlasting peace, Kevin Campbell. It happened. He found out today. He came up through the youth ranks at Arsenal, played for Arsenal, won a championship with Arsenal, and I knew he was sick for a while. Obviously, it wasn't
was wrong
hidden.
with him?
I'm not 100% sure, so I don't really want to say. I have my
It
thoughts,
was a
but-
short illness, though, wasn't it?
but he'd been in hospital for a few weeks.
Okay.
And obviously lost his battle today. So I
Thoughts and
think I
prayers
just
for
want
his
to
family.
Well,
acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Kevin Campbell,
And
guys.
also, funny enough, and I can't remember his name, but the Millwall goalkeeper, who was 26, passed away today as well.
Really? 26?
That was announced before Kevin Campbell, and he was ill. They say it was an illness. Not sure. I think he might have. I'm not sure. He was Eastern European, with his Slovenian or Serbian or
Montenegro, Millwall and Montenegro goalkeeper.
Yeah.
His name is Matija Sarkic.
yeah. So he passed away today as well. So
26.
I just want to
Acknowledge that as well.
that as well. Very young. Well, both were very
Very
I'll
young.
young.
toast to both of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Toast to both.
Toast to both.
Toast to both.
And my
Yeah.
thoughts are with your family.
Yep. Absolutely.
And now,
How was your week?
yeah, my week. Well, I was off all week.
Oh, yeah, of course,
my
and it'd be
my
your
birthday
birthday.
last
Oh,
week.
so you took it off for
I
your
took the whole
birthday?
week, yeah.
Fair
Nice.
enough.
Yeah,
Nice.
so-
That's why you're looking relaxed.
Yeah, chilled, man.
Very chilled.
Almost in a coma.
And
kick
Miss
off your
Latifah,
shoes.
take off the shoes
Shoes
and
are
relax.
But because obviously TT ain't here.
Yeah, make the most of that sofa. Oh, spread,
Wow.
honey, spread.
Yeah.
Spread. Lou, how are you coping with your new role of going to work 5 days a week? Welcome to my world.
Girl.
Feels
Well,
normal.
our world
Feels normal
now.
to me.
Well, it's normal to us.
It's
Lou
tiring, I'm
normally
not gonna
works from
lie.
home,
Yeah.
like most
I
days.
ain't gonna lie, it's tiring.
Yeah.
And I might have an update in a week's time.
Okay.
Next time we come together, we might have an update.
Okay. I look forward to the update.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And what about you, darling?
Oh yeah. I've had a good week. Short week at work. Went away with work on Thursday. Away day.
Saw.
We all got pissed.
Was it your annual thing?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Got pissed. Went up to 4 Seasons in Hampshire.
Oh, lovely.
Nice. It was lovely actually.
Yeah, Four
No, it was
Seasons,
good. It was good.
A nicer,
Yeah.
a nicer shade of hotel.
Oh, absolutely. No, it was good. Everybody got pissed up. It's a posh piss up.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it
Well-
was fantastic. I think I went to bed at 4 and had to drive back 2
you're making a
hours
habit
the
of that,
next
innit?
day. And I was saying I'm going to go to bed at midnight.
Question is the hangover better or worse on better quality drink? That's the question.
Well, I kind of mixed up my drinks, to be
Oh, blimey.
honest, because I think that's what was the problem. I had pink gin, which tasted, the pink gin tasted funny. It had like a pepper taste to it.
Okay, so
Aftertaste. And then after that, I went on to vodka, elderflower, and something else that someone offered me,
Yeah.
and it tasted nice.
Yeah.
Then I had martinis.
yep.
Well, and that was it. That
Just
was
say
it.
that
Done.
noise you're hearing
All
is
over.
Spain is playing.
Oh, sorry. Yes, let me turn it down a minute.
Who's playing who?
Croatia.
And they're whooping their.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, my week's been good, guys. Yeah, so yesterday was just a lazy day.
Yeah.
And here we are today, ladies.
And here we are.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right, let's get
Let's
straight
get
into
into it.
things. So the Euros have started.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, they have.
They have started.
I'm excited.
All I can say is poor Scotland.
Oh, well. What happened?
No
there?
Scotland, no party.
But what did we say in the group chat when she was like, oh, Scotland? I was like, yeah, but Scotland is shit.
They're not expected to
said
get out
it.
of the group stages,
No,
really.
they're not really. But
No.
you kind of, I can't
Who's
help
in the
but have a
group?
little soft
Do
spot
you know what?
for
I
them.
always expect them to qualify, but I never expect them to come out group stage.
Well, no, but you got a little soft spot for them, so it would have been great if
Why?
they could. Why not? They
They don't care for England.
do you know what, right? I tell you
They don't
why.
care about England.
No, but I tell you what, right? When Jamaica qualified for the '98 World Cup, I went to the World Cup, right?
Mhm.
And
In France?
our first group game was against Croatia, and you know, Jamaican people, they travel in style with their sound system in their kia and everything, right? And there were 2 Scots in their kilts,
Yeah,
in their Scottish jersey,
and they got involved.
and they said they came to watch Jamaica because they knew there'd be a party.
Oh.
And so, and ever since then, I've had a bit of a soft spot.
Okay. I don't, and you know why? Because do you know why? Because normally, whenever, just me personally, if England go out before, I don't know, Wales, Ireland, I mean, never before Wales, never
No.
before Scotland, usually Ireland, maybe. I always then support the next United Kingdom team.
Yeah.
But recently, I'm realizing they
Oh,
hate us.
shit. Oh, yeah.
They hate us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they don't hate me, but they hate.
they
I
hate
was gonna
England.
say, yeah.
It's like the same way, like, I don't know if it's the same for you lot, but specifically you. But whenever if it's a Nigerian team, any African team in the World Cup, once Nigeria go out, I'm supporting the next. African
I
team.
hear that.
Yeah.
That's a bit
I can,
Presumably, it's the same.
but I think it's slightly
bit
different,
different.
though. I don't think it's comparable because the animosity between the Scots,
And the
the
English.
Irish,
Yeah.
the English, it's a lot more deeper.
Yeah,
it
but
goes.
you say the same for a lot of these countries in Africa.
Well,
too.
that's
true.
They've had
That's
been a
so
lot.
true,
Well,
actually.
yeah, but I suppose
More obvious?
What I don't know. Like if another Caribbean team qualifies for the, I want them to do well.
Yeah.
But the animosity is not like that deep. There might be a lot of bants and whatever.
yeah.
I can't really talk for the African nations as such.
Listen, we've had
Wars.
civil wars.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
civil wars.
Yeah.
And yet I was still
Back for the, it's true, I hear that. I hear that.
As long as you're African, I don't care.
I hear that. I'm the same.
Do you know what I mean?
But I also think football
Whereas
here.
there's times when
but
England's been
football
playing
here-
other teams,
Yeah.
and the Irish or whoever has
But
openly battled for the other team.
but football here is much more tribal, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm watching, say it's a Champions League, right, and Arsenal ain't in it, I'm not necessarily going to want a British team to win because they're British.
I feel very
See,
different
she's
about
the
that.
opposite.
I
feel very
would,
different
it
about
would
that.
depend on
who,
the
which
team
team
is.
what? Absolutely. For me, it's who the team is.
I'm not going to be like
Man City can
rooting.
jog on for me all the time.
Yeah.
I'll never
Do
support
you know what I
them in
realised though? There
anything.
isn't another team I dislike. Like even if there's if it's a London team playing a Northern team, I'm always going to support a London team, even if Chelsea's not involved. I just do just home turf.
And it's
I don't care.
but I don't
I'm
see
too
I don't see
passionate about
football.
that.
Yeah.
I
So
do.
like for example, the game that we played against Newcastle when Newcastle beat us and they got that dodgy goal when the ball
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
like it was gone
yeah.
out. I remember going saying after the game, I hope you don't fucking win anything for a few weeks. And I was so happy when they started losing.
Yeah.
And that makes
I
sense.
just wanted them to lose
Yeah, but I get it.
because
That
I
makes
was
sense.
because I was just upset.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I mean. I
That
get
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I was like, little fuckers, you beat us and you ain't won a game now for God knows how long. Look what you finished.
I think for me,
So
any
it's all right.
team,
You need to let
any
it go.
team, genuinely.
You need to let it go.
Let it go.
Look at me and my soul.
It was you.
support them,
It was you. It's your fault, Lou.
You did this,
Right? You did
Go
this.
on.
No. Do you know what,
I
guys?
don't
You
know,
gotta
girl.
forgive me. There's this fog memory. Forgot what I was gonna. Oh no, I remembered. I was gonna say that for me, it can be any team that wins anything aside from Man City.
That's fair. I think that's
Yeah.
fair. Having your one team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like for example, I don't have beef with many of the London teams. Didn't like Chelsea, but never have liked Chelsea because they were such a racist team.
Right.
And so I remember I grew up in the 70s, so
That's
I
true,
remember.
yeah. It's different.
And West Ham is the same.
Same, yeah.
And but that's the reason why it's based upon that really.
Yeah.
And that's understandable.
But the other teams like Fulham, Palace, like
The little
Palace, I
ones.
would say probably would be my second team because
You
I
said that before.
like
Yeah.
right. And even if they beat us, which all of them have beaten us at some
Don't
point,
hate them for it.
I don't
Like,
carry this hatred.
You're a little bit like, good for you.
And if they're like, if I'm watching, say Chelsea play any team,
Yeah.
depending on the team,
Yeah.
unless it's Tottenham,
Yeah.
I probably want Chelsea to lose.
Tottenham.
Lose.
Yeah, because I don't like them.
Really? Even if it's
Really?
Tottenham?
Man United.
Even if they're playing Tottenham?
No, I said except
Except
Tottenham.
Oh, okay. I was going
Man
to say.
United is another team that
That you
I
don't
thoroughly
like.
hate.
Yeah.
Right.
Thoroughly. Did you get that
Right.
with the venom in the
Yeah.
heart?
I wouldn't
And,
really,
and,
I'm gonna
but the only time I would want Man United to win is if they're doing us a favour, like say if they were beating City,
Yep.
that then I'd want them to win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or if they're playing Tottenham, because two teams can't lose.
I just feel very differently. There isn't no team that I dislike enough.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Even with like derbies, like there's obviously with you lot, they said the idea of losing to
Oh.
Tottenham is horrific for you. I couldn't give a shit. Like I mean, I don't want to lose. But
Really? That's
it being
interesting.
Tottenham isn't the issue. It's that fact.
So
that
who
I
would
don't
you
wanna-
say your Chelsea's rivals are?
all London teams?
But you
Not all. Okay, so
you
Chelsea-
say Arsenal and Tottenham.
Arsenal, Tottenham.
Palace?
Palace would be your local. No, Fulham would be your local
But
rivals.
again, I
right?
don't
But
have no-
Poor Fulham, bless them.
Yeah, but Fulham have done.
Do you know what I mean? They don't have no-
It's
Do you
doing
know who?
different with those.
Funny enough, I actually wanted Arsenal to win Premier League this year because obviously I'm taking myself out of it at this point. I'm like, I would love for another London
know,
team
that's
to win
interesting.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
I
of
would love
course.
for London. I'd love to be. I'm not going to the parade, but I'd love to watch it.
But,
Do you know what I mean?
but I suppose it for me, when I think about football, as I said, I started watching football a long time ago, and that was when it was really tribal, and there was lots of fighting, and there was
Yeah.
lots of
My gosh,
right,
the
and
hooligans.
and the
Back in
lots
the
of
hooligans
stuff for me.
and so
yeah.
you really get
Behind,
into.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I watched
reason
the
why-
movies, the Danny Dyer movies, like the football. There's some move. No, there was Let Him Have It. No, not Let Him Have It. But anyway, there was
Green
movies
Street
back
and
in the
stuff like
day.
Yeah.
Like, for literally, Lou, showing you how football
No, it's because
hooliganism-
I've seen all of that,
Oh
but
my
it's like with
gosh.
a lot of things, I take myself out of it
Oh,
because I didn't
completely.
experience it.
No, I'm
Do
the
you know what
same
I
on
mean?
that one.
Yeah,
And that's quite.
and I guess that's
But I
And
That
even the
makes
fact that
sense.
I'm a Chelsea fan, that stems from where I used to work. When I worked in London, I wasn't really into football too tough. So this is like 2007, 2006. So at this point, it's been coming up to 20 years.
Yeah.
It's not that long.
Yeah.
And I went to London Paper, and my boss was a massive Chelsea fan.
Right.
Yeah. So much so that he would give me box tickets and da da da. So these are the first games I went to.
Yeah.
like which
Makes
I think
sense.
Yeah.
makes sense.
Totally.
Like,
And I'm doing it in the bougie box. I'm not even amongst
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
No,
fans.
and I know I grew up in Stokey,
Mm.
so it's very close to Arsenal.
Arsenal makes sense.
So my school, my primary school, they were all Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Because I actually started out liking Liverpool in primary school.
Oh, really?
Wasn't acceptable in my school. I very quickly,
Realised I've got to change
Yeah.
teams.
Whereas your influence is based on school. My influence is based on
and
boss,
then
my-
remember my dad weren't a football fan.
So I grew up in a house.
My mum was. But my
How
dad
did you
wasn't.
pick United? What am I shouting?
They were the underdogs in a game against Villa, and it was some final.
What year this is?
91, 92, and everybody always says to me, "Oh, that's just because the Glory jumped on the bandwagon." No, I didn't. They were the underdogs, and I supported them, and I've stuck with them ever since.
And so how did T get to
Liverpool, because John Barnes was the only black man on the team.
Fair enough.
She saw a black man on the team,
Fair
so
enough.
Tina was like, "Okay, I can relate with this."
Fair enough.
So
That makes
she
sense.
stuck with
It's nice in
Liverpool.
everyone's audience.
Yeah.
Like, even
But
my husband.
Spurs is because I went White Hart Lane Secondary School.
There you
I
go,
grew up
innit?
in Tottenham. So sorry, Melanie.
Yeah, and it's fine. It's fine.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
Chelsea
so,
was
yeah.
originally supposed to be called Fulham. Like originally. But the owners of, I don't remember the actual story, but they wouldn't, the guy that was trying to make the team Fulham, the owners of the actual Fulham team wouldn't let him have the name or something like that.
Right.
So then they were like, okay, sod you then, because they're actually in
Oh, wow,
Fulham.
interesting.
Sod you, so they went for Chelsea instead.
And
I think
Arsenal.
it's named after a pub.
And Arsenal.
Wow.
They were originally known as Woolwich. They were
Woolwich Arsenal.
right, and they were based at the.
I don't know that.
They were based at
Hence
the
the
Armory.
Gunners as
Hence
well.
the Gunners.
hence the
Yeah.
Gunners.
But we moved to
Highbury?
Highbury.
And do you know the difference between a gunner and gooner? Apparently, a gooner is a player. No, the gunners are the players.
Yeah, and the gooners are the fans. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I learned some.
Yeah.
I guess, come on, you Gunners.
It's for the-
Gooners. Come on,
No,
you
so
you
it would
say-
be come on you Gunners, and that's because you're telling the fact
Fan
players.
players.
Come
and
on
then
you Gunners. Yeah.
And then for...
And we would say we are the crazy gooners.
Yes, okay. You goons.
Yeah. So yeah, and the reason
Interesting.
why I suppose the history of the hatred between Arsenal and Spurs is because when
Yeah,
we
I'd
moved,
like to know that.
but in the it's
Hundreds?
still the 1800s, like late 1800s, we moved from Woolwich Arsenal to
Highbury.
and they just hated it because we were in their neck of the
But it's
woods.
still not that close. It's,
No.
But it's just down.
yeah,
It's
it's still
just-
North London.
No,
It's
it
literally
is.
Highbury. It's literally down the Seven Sisters Road,
yeah.
and then you just bust it.
When
left.
was
You know what I
that?
mean?
I
It's just-
feel like, because I used to walk, sorry to cut you, babes.
That's all right.
I used to live in Stoke Newton, and from where we lived, I could walk around the back of where we lived.
That's right. Yeah,
To get
to
to
Highbury.
Highbury.
Yeah.
So to me,
Blackstock Road.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. I was just saying, like, so what was the first, can we Google this possibly, the first football team ever established? Like, how did the football, you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, the history of football.
Yeah.
Well, who did they play? There must have been two.
Like,
One play
You know what I mean?
against themselves.
no, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, because I'm sure
God.
I even watched something on the history of football.
I don't know.
Okay, so we've got oldest fan clubs. I'll let you lot keep talking while I get this.
No, that's cool, but yeah.
because us and Everton
When were you
are the only
established?
teams that's never been relegated.
And
from
when was Arsenal
the first
established?
division Premiership? We were established in 18 something,
So I
1880 something maybe.
So I guess football started in the 1800s.
Probably.
No, before that.
Ooh.
Started in the 15th century.
Wow.
So while the first clubs emerged in Britain possibly as early as the 15th century, these are poorly documented and defunct. But yeah, it started as early as that. So I'm trying to find the first proper.
and it was born out of
Imagine-
tribalism. It was born out
imagine-
of gangs, if you like.
Do you know what? Oh, yeah.
And so that's why it's so tribal.
And I get the passion and the
Yeah.
rivalry. I get
Yeah.
it now because that totally makes sense. And because if
Yeah.
that's what it
Yeah.
derives from.
Yeah. And the fans, they used to arrange to meet where
To
they
fight.
could fight.
Yeah. That was standard.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
standard.
So, yeah.
1500.
Apparently, Sheffield FC in England is the world's oldest surviving independent open football.
Well,
Sheffield United.
well,
Well, it's not. It's called Sheffield FC back then. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's the same. No, it's different to Sheffield United.
Interesting.
Very interesting. They were from 1857, so 166 years ago. Bloody hell, the game goes that far.
Far.
Oh no, back to the Euros.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
So we went off a tangent. We were like, well, I would always support. I personally.
Yeah, so you were
That's
saying
it, yeah.
you were saying
UK
this, you wouldn't
team.
support
Yeah.
Scotland because they hate
because they
us.
don't. No, they hate us.
So
Well,
it's not happening.
I'm not doing that no more. If you don't like me, I'm not going to be there cheering for you. I've been sat in a pub once and we were all cheering, and the person beside me was actively cheering for the opposing team, and it really, oh my god, it really upset me.
You were irked by it.
I was, it was irksome. Like, I was just like, that's really rude.
What game was this? What team? Sorry.
It was Scotland. It was
okay.
England was playing, and Scotland had just come out, kind of thing. And the person that was
Right,
sitting beside me
okay, I'm with
was
you. The
rooting for
right,
a European
right.
team. other. And
Other
I was
than
like,
England.
nah, that's out of order.
Well, just the same way you would do the same thing as what they were doing.
Yeah.
Luke says,
Now?
yeah, but
Now?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know, I mean, as I
It's
said,
like me going to an Arsenal game, sitting and you're playing Chelsea. No, forget Chelsea. You're playing another team, and I'm sitting beside you, actively rooting. You've got to do that. Look,
no, but
on
the thing is, you couldn't do that at an Arsenal game.
You get rushed.
You'd have to leave.
I feel like anywhere you go, you get rushed.
You know, I remember going to an Arsenal game at the Emirates, and it was a Champions League game, and I can't remember who was playing. It might have been a Dutch team, and there was this random guy, who obviously must have bought his ticket off someone, who wanted the Dutch team to win.
But you never Dutch t-shirt on.
And the Dutch team, the Dutch team scored. The stewards had to take him out. The man's them, because you know the man's them are upset anyway because they scored. And then this man's starting on fucking. I was like, he's gonna get his head kicked in if he's not careful. Do you know what I mean?
How you gonna be full of English fans?
Do you know? I went down to the lane. I went down to the bridge.
Yeah.
Right. To watch Arsenal Chelsea. And
I think you said you got up and left, didn't you? Yeah,
because we were FA Cup game, and it was great seats.
What game was this? 2017.
No, it was before, because Viltord played for us, because Viltord scored. Okay. And I was on the halfway line, and I was with my brethren, who's a Chelsea fan.
Yep.
Diehard Chelsea.
Yep.
And my other brethren, who...
We've met you guys quite a few times in the FA Cup.
But it was not the heat, it wasn't the final.
Oh, it wasn't the final, okay.
And the first time Wiltord's coming down the right, crosses the ball, Arsenal score, and I stand up in it. And I stand up and when I've realised I'm standing up, I'm like, you fucking idiot. Let you score. You fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. Right? And then I sat back down. When the second goal went in, I was like, I can't do this. I cannot sit here and not cheer. Right? And I got up and I said to Brownie, I'm going to go watch the rest of the game in the bar. Right? Because I can't do this anymore.
That's the respectful thing to do.
No, because I get my head kicked in. Can you imagine
we're getting that part of it. I mean, yes, that part of it. But that's the respectful thing to do. Like, I wanted to get me and her tickets, and I was like, oh, we went. No, but I was like, we're going to go again. And I goes, okay, so this is coming up, this is coming up, this is coming up. I said, oh, United's going to be playing them as well. She was like, Lou, I can't do it. She's like, I can't. I was like,
there's no way.
Really
I can't do it. You're mad. Like, it's not happening. Any team. Remember when we went to watch it? We watched, and like when you guys scored,
Everton.
I was up like cheering for you. That was different. Man United, no.
But that's the thing, though. And that's the thing, because if you'd say got me tickets and it wasn't Arsenal, so I don't know. Unless it was Chelsea Tottenham, where I could get up and cheer.
Oh, mate.
You couldn't even get in the spirit of it.
I don't think I could cheer. I could sit there and watch it.
And
and
Yeah,
clap.
I did that.
But I couldn't, like, when everybody jumps up and go, I couldn't do it.
No, I wasn't
Yeah,
doing
but
that.
I think that's enough, to be honest with you, because
I
I couldn't do it either. Yeah, exactly. It was me going mad. She was just happy for me.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
But I think that's normal, because even when I watch Arsenal play, I don't really care. Like,
do you know what I mean?
It's
not that deep, yeah.
Totally.
If you're happy, great, but I don't care.
Euros,
right.
yeah.
So Scotland
out.
The ass is whooped.
Well,
then
no, sorry, I said out.
Oh
well, they will be out.
They will be out. Let's be honest. But
I didn't expect Germany to play that well, though. Or was it that
Germany? Is it Musiala?
Is it? I'm not sure whether it was Scotland were just that bad, or Germany were that good. Because I think Germany in transition.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So I just didn't. I don't know what. I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't expect them to play, which is why I then started thinking, is it that Scotland were just really pants?
No, I thought Germany.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah,
Scotland is a bit shit.
The tackle that guy did.
But I didn't see it, but I saw it.
Oh my gosh! No, I saw it, Mel. Lou, remember it? Did you see
I didn't watch the game. I stopped watching.
He lost his mind.
I stopped watching.
I watched
after
it on a
3-0.
It was the replay. So I fell asleep. Right during the game, I thought, of course, and I just open my eyes when I need to. But clearly, open my eyes at the right time. The guy went in 2 foot in the penalty box in such a small space. Literally,
tried to break his ankles.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I just belched. Excuse me. Really, really rude. But it happens. We're all human beings. So anyway. Yeah, he took feet off the ground. Could have broken his foot. Straight the one was good.
Presumably it was a straight
red card. Straight red card. Off you go, mate. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
What was VAR like?
Well, as I said, I slept.
I watched the first game today.
Have they scored again?
No, the first game. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was Hungary, Switzerland. And there was what looked like there was a goal scored, which the referee initially said no goal because the player was offside.
Right.
But then they went to VAR, and it was really quite quick, and it was a goal.
Okay.
No, and it was really quick, and then there was a penalty decision that VAR looked at, and then sent him to the little domino
Screen to go and have a look.
Yeah, and it felt to me really quick. It didn't feel like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
of
but that's
fucking-
good. That's
Did
good.
you feel like you could see it as well, though, or no? It was just kind of
Well,
done.
the penalty that he didn't give.
Yeah, he gave it originally.
No, he didn't give it, and VAR looked at it because the game was stopped, obviously. So he said it wasn't a penalty. He said it wasn't a foul. Said it wasn't a penalty, and VAR looked at it and said it was, and it was.
So did they
it was a really tight decision.
But
I'm
did they
probably
give it?
thinking about the second one because he gave it.
Yeah.
And VAR checked it and he said it worked because it was just outside.
Oh no,
the box.
that was, or maybe that was the first one, and the second one was the one that he went to the screen and had a look at.
Is this today's game?
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about Scotland's game. Sorry.
Oh no,
sorry,
I'm talking about today's game.
Yeah, sorry.
You know,
sorry.
I haven't. Like I said, I
So
haven't watched
so
no
far,
football
I
today.
can't really say VAR. I haven't got
It
anything
was
wrong.
quick though. So when I watched the Scotland
was
game,
quick.
it was quick.
But that's good, and that's what you want. You don't want them flipping, faffing around and taking their time with it all. You know.
So England in 2021 obviously got through to the finals. Give me a 2021.
Wow, what was that? The Euros?
Remember, it was supposed to be 2020, but it was still called
No,
2020 Euros.
Oh, of
but
course,
they did it in 2020.
COVID.
because it's every 4 years,
Yeah,
right? So the
because of
Euros,
COVID.
the
Because of
Euros
COVID.
every 4 years.
Yeah.
So this
Like
is why
the
it's only
World Cup.
3 years on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got to the finals with Italy.
Yeah.
It was 1-1 all.
Oh.
Yeah.
We lost some penalties.
And I believe Gareth Southgate caused us to lose that game because he changed the tactics.
Oh, you were not to win in the game, you mean?
Yeah, he changed the tactics.
He did, doesn't he?
He
And
did.
and why did you do that when we won every game?
But he didn't play. But he didn't play the same tactics every single game, though.
No, but he changed it dramatically. I think he changed it. He made a
I'm not going to criticize him too harshly because if
Suspect.
you remember that one,
yeah.
from the jump, everyone was coming for him, talking about what's he doing, but we were winning. We were winning.
Yeah,
We were winning.
and
That's true. And he did
remember,
go to
and the
penalties.
more we won, the more I was just like,
Can't say nothing.
I'm not going to say
Yeah.
nothing no more.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, they're trying to practice penalties more, or under pressure, or I don't know what it is because these are the
mean,
same boys in the
it-
Premier League who are.
But do you know
knocking
what?
them in.
And I think if you think about Saka,
pressure's
we
a
go
different
back
thing.
exactly. But you think about
Pressure's
Saka, Sancho, and Rashford.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Sancho though, was it? It was Sterling.
Sorry,
Sterling put his
no,
way.
sorry.
Yeah, but it was. I'm thinking Sancho didn't play them.
no,
so-
no, wait a minute, not Sancho. Who
Sancho would
missed
have been
it?
too young.
Yeah, that's right. It was
Yeah.
Rashford.
No, it
No.
was Jadon Sancho, Three Kings.
It was
guys,
three black boys.
remember?
Yeah.
It was
She's
Jadon
right. She's
Sancho.
right.
I
She's
am
right. She's
right.
right.
Yeah, it was.
How
It
old
was
was he then?
the Three Kings because it
Was
was
he-
like we
was
love
he
you,
12?
Three Kings. But it was Jadon Sancho, Rashford, and Saka. And my thing I was going to say was the pressure too much, and because they are young on such a big stage. And think about it, them being black players, have they got in the back of their mind also? I better score this because if I don't, repercussions.
Do you know what's so
Do
funny?
you think that's something that runs in their
Do you,
mind?
do you know what's funny?
That'd
about
be
it?
running
It
my
didn't-
mind.
It didn't run into my mind until the first miss. Then I was like, shit.
Oh no, it does for me.
Because when Sterling came up to kick his, I didn't really think nothing of it. It was only when the miss came, I was like,
You realise it more in the moment.
yeah, I
because
was like,
now you're
if
like
this,
shit.
I was like,
the
if this keeps
repercussions.
happening, Jesus.
Yeah, I do remember saying, "Fuck me, 3 black guys have missed that."
Isn't it
Yeah,
mad though?
and I was like, they're gonna get slaughtered.
Yeah.
But isn't it mad though? You don't live in my house. You don't live in my house. We didn't watch the game together.
But we all felt the
and,
same.
And loads of black people across the country
Knew
all knew
exactly
what was coming.
And I'm sure even
Do you
white,
know how
our fellow
sad
other white
that is?
counterparts would have
Do you
thought the
know?
same thing as well.
But do you know how awful that is?
Yeah,
That we all
disgusting.
had the same thought and it came true.
But what is interesting, and what I will say, is I remember the World Cup. I can't remember which World Cup it was. I can't remember when Beckham got sent off, right, for kicking out at Simeone.
yeah, put it
right?
like that. Yeah.
And do you
Okay.
remember them hanging effigies?
Effigies
Yeah,
of
yeah.
him.
So
I hear where you're
some
going.
part of the football fan mentality is a little bit off.
Yeah, it is.
Or
Oh,
a
no,
little
they
bit-
were hanging. We know
or a
that.
little bit predictable.
They couldn't call him a black whatever.
No, they
But they
couldn't.
hung effigies like I mean,
Completely
really?
the world's worst. He was like England's
Most hated
black
person.
So what are we saying? It's not specific to race. If you fuck
No.
up.
It's. I think
It's
it becomes
nuanced.
specific. Exactly.
nuanced.
Nuanced.
I
because
think-
it
I
then
think-
becomes race when you
because
call
I
them
feel
you
like
black
had
monkey,
Kane
you black
missed,
Absolutely, because
Would
they
he have
feel
got-
free to say you black this, black that,
That's
black
what they're
this,
gonna
go
pull on.
back
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
country.
That's what they're gonna pull
That's
on.
the first thing you want to go to. Had the Harry Kane missed, are you going to say you white bastard or you
I
white
reckon they
this?
were all three. I think had Kane missed alongside them, they still would have got you black this, you black that.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
that's the easiest insult.
Totally. And then they even said that they lost it for us.
Bear in
No,
mind,
they did not.
I think at that. Do you remember how they was publicised? There were games where Saka was putting away. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah,
They played well the whole
Saka got us
tournament.
out of our group stage.
Sterling and
I'm going to
Saka.
say it.
I agree.
Yeah, but yet Kane was held a hero the game that he did it.
But this is why, when we was talking about the media depiction of
Yes.
of Saka,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And we lost against Iceland. He came on with 25 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And he was the face of the loss.
But
right?
I'm gonna,
and it's
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It is the connotations that they use.
Yeah.
Right? Why not put Harry Kane on? He played pretty much the whole match.
I
hear
Or
you.
why not Ramsdale? There was questions about his goalkeeping. I don't think he was at fault for the goal. There was questions. Why not have him there?
But can I just?
Do you know what I mean? Why
just?
Saka?
Add the
No, but
caveat,
I'm gonna contradict you slightly. I feel like when it first went up, people started clocking. I think that people were like, "Oh, why Saka on there at all?" Yeah, but at that point, it wasn't just Saka. It was different papers had different things. People,
it wasn't just one
people
paper.
clung to the ones where Saka was.
Was on.
Remember I said to you,
Yeah,
by
you
that
did.
afternoon, BBC had changed their pictures to
Yeah.
Saka. And I realised they're doing it for clickbait. The sheer fact that it was shared in the group, it was black outrage.
Yeah.
Sometimes is weaponized for clicks because originally it wasn't just Saka.
Well-
and I can tell you at least 4 papers.
Well,
that
I
it
mean,
weren't in.
I don't know. What I know is
I didn't
like when
see
I
any
showed you
papers,
the
but-
BBC, who's supposed to be a reputable website.
But that's my point. By that
right?
point,
Right. So I didn't know that
Originally
they had a.
originally-
And then, because remember we live in London. London is a bubble, right? You go outside of London, and it becomes very strange. right?
Absolutely.
People's mentality all of a sudden becomes very Tommy
Yep.
Robinson.
Yep.
Yeah. And so it was done for them, not for the Londoners. The Londoners are the ones that got irate.
yeah, but London has the most amount of people in it, so it's for us.
No, England as a country, right? There's London, and then there's
Sure.
England.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like my mate said to me.
So in sports,
he went
when
to
it's
Devon.
England,
He
it's-
went to Devon
Yep.
on holiday. Right? His missus is white. He's black. Went to Devon on holiday and sprayed on the wall wherever they were. It says, "Harry, your baby is." Right?
Okay.
No, Harry, Prince Harry.
Prince Harry.
Oh,
Prince
Jesus.
Harry. The moment she said Harry, I knew who you meant.
and with a Nazi
Sign.
beside me.
Yeah.
Right? That's outside London.
You'd find that in London as well.
Well, maybe, but you have to look for it
Absolutely.
though. It's not just going to be. I'm not going to see it in Tottenham.
Yeah, but I've travelled the country over and I've seen I'm not gonna.
I think
I'm not
it's in
gonna
London,
find-
but some places, I'll stick with what you're saying. You feel you step out of London. Yes,
Yeah.
because it's different. There isn't the diverse of culture.
Yeah, but at the same time, I hear what you're saying, but I think we've got to be really careful in saying that outside of the London, people are more bigoted. I don't think that's the case. I feel like I've visited a lot of places outside of
Yeah, so have I.
of
Yeah,
London,
yeah.
and I've not seen.
I've
stuff
never
like
felt
that.
uncomfortable
Ex-
personally
exactly.
because
No,
I
you've
choose
got to be
not to.
really
Do you get what I'm trying to
careful.
say?
Other
But
than
it's
being stared
obvious.
at, right? And like I say, when I've gone up to Yorkshire,
Never
when
been
I've gone
there.
up, right, Cornwall,
But it's not just about you being black.
Right.
It's also about you being
different.
Like I went to but that's normal to look at something that's different. So let me tell you something. I went to oh my god, it's near Bristol somewhere. I can't remember what it's called. It's a little town near Bristol, and it was full of old people. They were
Blue
all,
Rinse Brigade.
I don't even know, but it was by the sea somewhere. But it was full of old people, and it's near Bristol. I can't remember exactly what it's called. There's a nice castle there. That's what I went up for, and I walked around that town, and everybody's head was flinging to the point where, and I realised in that moment, I was projecting a little bit because I didn't know what past this old gentleman, and he was like, "Do you know where you're going?" And I wasn't expecting him to say
that.
"Do you know where you're going?"
Yeah.
I was ready for him to say some mad shit.
Ah, see, yeah,
But
yeah,
then I
yeah.
had to realise, Lou, they probably know every single person in this town.
Yes.
And they know you're not one of us. And they said, "Are you lost, darling?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to find the castle." He goes, "Yeah." And then my sat nav had stopped working. And he was like, "Okay, you got to go this way, go that way." And I was like, "It's lovely to meet." This guy just wanted to talk to somebody. Like, he started waffling
I hear
on
that,
about
I
this,
hear
that,
that.
But part of me was already head on swivel, thinking...
But it's a bit like when we went to Greece. I mean, to Cyprus. I was
we would have been
told about, people a little bit, can be a bit racist. But when we got there, weren't they lovely?
Well, that's what I was told when I went to Italy. I was
And how
see,
did you
this
find
is the
it?
thing.
Be
Thank
careful
you,
when
because
go
that's
to
what I've
Italy,
heard about Italy.
And
how did you find
I
it?
went to the coast, a little town on the coast. Lovely.
See?
And it was where we went, it was a place where Italians go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it wasn't tourists from abroad. It was
So you're
Italian
not even
tourists.
going to get.
And they were lovely.
I also feel like sometimes we've got to be mindful. Like I had a friend, I went to dinner with her. So my friend and her husband invited me and Dominic to dinner and invited another couple who were gay. Yeah.
Okay.
And I kind of said to Dom, right, because obviously Dom's got an accent as well.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I was like, Dom, like, just be extra friendly. He's lovely. Don't get me wrong, my husband's lovely. He's not a big anyway.
But just be extra friendly, right? Just be extra friendly.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, babes, like, I don't want them feeling like
Anyway, different.
You're one of them that you might say something like, Chichi, man. I don't want them thinking, because he's already got an accent. I don't want them thinking this, that, and the third about him. And I happened to mention it to my friend, like, don't worry. And Dom is the friendliest person.
Of course
never
he
do
is,
that.
totally.
But sometimes you've got to rest in bitch face.
So were you worried that he was going to offend them?
No, I was worried that they wouldn't instantly be comfortable around him because he personifies people's perceptions of the Caribbean being homophobic. Not in his behaviour, just in the way he looks.
Get it. No, that's what I was trying to understand.
So my thing was, I should have never worried about it, but my thing was just be like
extra friendly.
Yeah.
Kind of, maybe even put on your London voice.
Yeah, as opposed to
put on your London voice and smile like you're mad.
Yeah,
like you're smiling like you're mad. Like,
even like
the voice in your head is talking to you.
No, but stuff like be like, so how long you guys been together? So that you're making it abundantly clear that they're gay and you don't care. In fact, you're interested. So I happened to mention it to my friend. I was like, don't worry, I'm acutely aware that Dom is this black guy and he's probably don't know the other guys make sure but he's in this setting, like I'm acutely aware. So I've told him like just be extra friendly. She was like,
I was just gonna say, I'm sure.
And she was like, if they've got a problem with Dom, that's on them. If they've got preconceived notions about Dom, that's them. But that's what I mean about.
But that could almost come across as internalized homophobia.
Do you think so?
It can almost come across like that because if I'm coming out with my wife, I don't expect anyone to be told how to behave.
No, but also there were two white men. That was
the
thing.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I hear that.
There were two white men as well.
No, I hear what you're saying.
I wouldn't expect you to say.
But I wouldn't with you.
No. But I'm just saying, not you necessarily. I'm talking about person.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but what I'm saying is take that.
Because for me, actually, I'd rather you not be pre-warned. I'd rather you just come and be.
Yeah.
But I do think that's a little bit nuanced. I don't feel like if it was black people, I'd have to warn Dominic.
Okay.
And that's what I was just going to say.
You know what I mean?
I get where you're coming because of the
because they're also
white people
two white people who we probably would never have met in any other walk of life if it wasn't for the fact that we were
going out to dinner,
having dinner at my friend's house. I was just more aware of. I'm pretty sure they've got preconceived notions of what black men from the Caribbean think about homosexuality.
Yeah.
And I do not want them to have. I want you to disarm them quite early on, like make it really clear that you're well aware they're gay by asking them something like, "How long you guys been together? Where did you meet?"
Exactly. We shouldn't have to do that though.
We shouldn't have to.
And but this is what I'm saying. It's interesting, right?
But it's going above and beyond to make somebody else comfortable.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not as negative.
But no, it's not. But it's based off the fact that their preconceived notion of a Caribbean
and potentially what they've experienced before.
So, but you don't know that though.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm
saying. So I'm going by our music. I'm going by.
So you're instantly.
But also, perhaps a little bit of your own preconception of them.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going to be really honest.
Because you're saying
I thought there were snowflake whites who had never met.
So your own preconception.
Absolutely. And my thing is, it's like, when you're walking down the street and a guy crosses, and the man behind a man behind you, and he crosses the road.
Yeah.
He's doing that to make you at ease.
Yeah.
You might not even have noticed him. You might not even acknowledge him. You might not even see him as a threat. But he's doing something proactive to ensure you feel comfortable.
Do you know something? As you say that, I've never paid attention to that. Like if a man crosses the street,
but I'm guaranteed it's happened.
I just
I don't. I've never known. This is what I'm saying. But I've heard it.
But then it's doing his job, isn't he? If you
but I tell you what, I tend to do if I was in that situation, because I've never kind of thought of it that way. Like if a man's walking, then if he crosses, then I feel like because if I feel uncomfortable in the moment,
you'll cross.
I'm going to cross the street.
But I've been there. I've been walking down the street with headphones on, and sometimes you're aware someone's I
behind
couldn't
you.
hear him, and I just looked over my shoulder, and then carried. But I don't feel under threat.
Yeah.
And the man has instantly crossed the
But
road.
I get that then, because he's obviously
he's
in the
thinking,
moment. That makes sense. Yeah.
But bear in mind, I've not. So he's doing something
That's
proactively to
interesting.
make me comfortable.
I mean, I can't say.
Yeah,
that
but I've heard that, and that's
I've
the truth.
ever observed that happening.
They're doing it right. You shouldn't really. I guess.
But so I will never know.
It shouldn't feel like a grand gesture. It should just. It's the right thing to do, especially if it's dark.
But also I would like to think that if I remember growing up when I was little, and I walked down the road, and if I was walking, as a kid, like I wasn't even a proper teenager yet, 11, 12, and I'm walking, say, to the shop, and I'd be walking behind a white person, and I walk behind them, and they'd look and they'd see me, and they'd grab hold of their handbag.
Wow.
Right? And they'd hold it tight. Right.
And you're 11.
Right. And that's really interesting. Now, at that point, I used to get a bit agitated because I'm not gonna mug you.
No.
But you also don't know what their experiences are.
But I was only young.
But
so how would I know what? I wouldn't even know.
No. What I'm saying is nobody would know what they. But they could have been robbed by a 5-year-old.
As I got older, and this continued to happen, I can remember distinctly walking behind an old like lady. No, and she grabbed hold of her bag, and I walked right up to her and shouted at her, "I'm not going to steal your bag!" and walked on because I was just so pissed off.
But in hindsight, do you think you've made it better for the next person she clutches her bags from?
Now, in my 54-year-old self, I wouldn't have done that because there's a reason why she's scared. I could have given her a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, but this goes back to what you said.
That's my 54-year-old self. Right? Yeah. Now, I would have just left it and thought, she's just ignorant. And I would have just wandered off.
But equally, she might have actually been robbed by
that's what I'm saying.
My 10-year-old. Or even have just heard about somebody that was a story.
But that was always because of, again, I go back to the media depiction of black people.
Yeah, but exactly, guys.
So if
that's what it boils down to,
my mum used to always say, we always know when it's a white person that's committed the crime because they don't put any colour.
It's true.
Right? They don't just say man with brown hat. Right, and blue jeans, right? But it would be very dark black guy with She always say, you know when it's a white person because they don't put no colour in their
boys that stabbed somebody recently, and obviously they're protecting their identity. But
the 2 12-year-olds.
Bear in mind, they didn't protect.
Which 12-year-olds?
The 2 12-year-olds.
They stabbed a 19-year-old boy.
Yeah, the guy came from
Anguilla.
Yeah, and actually, when they spoke about how they stabbed him,
it was
horrific.
But also,
they put the machete through his back,
and then he touched his heart.
No, it was horrific.
And they're 12.
And they're 12, and and the thing is, they're going to walk the streets again. That's the first one thing about it. Because they're 12, they're not going to get a full lifetime.
No.
And they're going to walk the streets again. So at the moment, they're protecting identity. Now, I've got two thoughts.
Remember the James Bolger
But they did
story?
say who they were in that situation. So I don't know why.
No, the judge they haven't made a decision yet.
Right. Okay. So my thing is,
so
I've got
made
two questions here, though. Because obviously, generally speaking, when they name people who they shouldn't name because of their age, it's generally because it's in the public interest. That's the first thing. Or if they're a danger. Kind of thing. So, and that would fall under.
So these 12-year-olds have not been named.
They've
not
yet. Been named.
Not yet.
But then I've got another question. Like, what does it? Why do we, as the public, need to know? Because they're getting locked up is the first thing. Like, why do we need to know now? Surely
the disclosure. Why do you need to? Why do we need
now?
To know?
What does it do? Maybe tell us when they're about to be released who they are. That's my thing. Because otherwise, right now you're gonna have to spend extra money protecting them in jail. Extra money like even with the John Venables and the other one, they told us who they were. And now we have to pay for new identities for them. And every time they mess up, we got to pay for new identities for them. Which he did quite a few times. We went, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because he loved porn.
He loved porn and kiddie porn.
Fuck's sake.
But my point is, we spent a lot of money changing his identity.
You know what? I don't know.
I've got no dog in this.
One of the first child killers, kind of infamous, was Mary Bell, right? And
I know enough about killers, you know.
Yeah, right.
She loved a killer.
And she
was 10 as well.
Yeah. And she, I think when they released her, because I think she's been released.
Yeah, she's got a child now.
Yeah. And
who did she kill?
She killed 2 little boys.
Yeah, 2 little boys.
With her bedroom, another Mary.
Yeah.
Well, her bedroom said she didn't do it. She was there. But she did all sorts of.
Do you know what? Right, it's really hard. As one of the things that I love about the law is unemotional. Right, it's just very black and white, and that's one of the things I love because we as human beings we just get emotional. Yeah, you know the poor boy that's been killed. Everybody knows his name. They know his parents.
Yeah.
The parents don't get no peace because no, I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying apparently the parents. So to just cut you out, the parents hugged the two boys' parents and said, because obviously they feel sorry.
Yeah,
Your
no,
life
of course,
is
yeah,
Do
ruined.
you know what,
ruined.
right? They're better than me.
That's why I'm looking
because
like-
there was a question that was asked, and this was the one question that was asked, and I thought, you know what? There was a black woman that asked a question. It was obviously because I was off this week, I bumped into that program with the girls, Loose Women.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And they,
I bumped into
because
Loose
I very much switched it off quickly, but they were speaking about that case where I
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah.
And the black woman that's on the panel,
What's her name? Charlene.
she was like, I want to know why these two 12-year-olds were out so late. And I was just like, you know what?
That's
Absolutely.
So me not hug them parents because my 12-year-old
it's
was
not gonna
never
be
fucking
out.
out.
Yeah.
But wait. I'm gonna tell you something. I remember.
But unless they're not, maybe they're in care. I don't
Sneaking
know.
out.
I sneaking out. I remember my mum worked 3-4 jobs. Now these are the days when
There
you
you
can
go,
leave
so you
kids
can go
at
and do
home.
whatever.
And we were good. We were just more shook of the
We're
repercussions.
talking about now, babe.
Yeah, of course.
We're talking about now,
but
babe.
let's be honest.
We're not.
if
We're
you're
not
a
talking
mum,
about when we were younger.
Yeah, but there are parents still doing what our parents did then. There are parents still
Yeah,
doing
it's
that.
true. Because it's different times now, so it's
legally
even
there
worse.
was no actual age. I think the thought process is when they're responsible enough to be left on their own, and most people say 13. But actually, there's no law.
No, there isn't because we looked at it.
there's
We
no
looked it up.
law.
But as I said,
John Hands.
yes, please. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. What's the word? I softened it for you.
Melanie's there twisting the cab.
Mango's doing it.
Lou said, "You want a hand?"
Go
Lou
on.
said, "Yeah." And what? There you go. Carry on. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
smells
That
nice.
would be my question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells very nice. That whole smells. It does, isn't it?
My whole thing is.
But do you remember the riots with after Mark Duggan?
Oh gosh, yeah.
The riot, but not. I don't think not the riots where they were on road. The riots where they were looting. I was just like watching it, like, where does your parents think
You are.
Not where do they know you? Where do they
Think you are.
You are because
Yeah, I mean, as I said, that was when she said that. I was like, and I suppose it's because I knew where my 12-year-old was,
Yeah.
right? Because the way,
I hear that, 'cause
the way that life is now, there's no way my 12-year-old would be on the street and I wouldn't know where she is.
I think it's.
Do you know what I mean?
But
It's just
also-
because of my
of the
fear.
way, yes,
But
because of the way things are.
also, no shades. You're in a 2-parent household.
Yes, this
That's
is
true.
Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
I was thinking
Single
about.
parent household.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
If mum is working hard,
had-
working late, knocks out on the sofa,
Your mama had 3 jobs.
and apparently this boy was carrying a machete down his trousers.
But
Just
it's
madness.
Apparently,
That
the machete.
is
They were
madness.
saying he was so small that when he had the machete down his trousers, it was up at his chin,
Oh my gosh.
and he brought it.
But apparently,
He
he
brought
walking
it for
around, but
somebody
he walking
quid.
around with it for time though, just regular degular.
Right, and when you looked, when they said the text messages that were shared and stuff
Between
like
the
that,
two brethren.
they acted like psychopaths.
Well,
This
there
is
you
what
go.
I think. Here's why.
They've been
'Cause
watching some
originally-
shit,
Yeah.
right? Like,
So
you
that-
know, they've been watching some things like Jeffrey Dahmer,
Yeah.
right? So if we think, you know, you're on your phone, right?
Sorry.
Is the game done? Who won?
Yeah. I don't know what's making noise now.
There you go.
Jeffrey Dahmer, when I watched his program, so he's, as a kid, he used to kill things, animals. Yeah, and bury them. So he had a crate, but then his dad used to take him shooting and also do crazy things with him.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
there's also,
him.
but there's a thing though, because while Jeffrey Dahmer's mum was pregnant, she was clinically depressed.
Yes, that's what
And
his
we
mum was
know
With
doing.
him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we know that if you are clinically depressed, it changes your chemicals.
didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Right. So however you are when you're pregnant
I think
can
it
affect
your
your
child.
your fetus.
Yeah.
Right. It's so important to be as well as possible. And I'm not saying if you're depressed, you're depressed. It's not your fault.
Yeah, of
To get
course.
help.
But she was clinically depressed, and then when he was born, she was still depressed. The dad suffered from depression.
Yeah.
So there was no
It's an oppressive atmosphere.
right.
Yes.
So this is no excuse,
Of
but
course.
I can almost see how he could be almost through his.
Yeah, but it makes sense to
It
no
goes up to be
fault
some-
his because
a
his mum
psychopath.
was like
Yeah, but we
psycho.
all do know. Here's my biggest thing with stuff like that is a lot of these murderers, enough that I watch, and I watch a lot, I watch an obscene amount. I fall asleep to it. I love it. They don't want to be killed themselves. So to spare themselves the death penalty, they'll often give you tidbits about what they've done. And I always find that very interesting, how callous you can be about killing other people, but be scared of death yourself. Because I feel like...
Yeah, I suppose for me, I think that to me makes sense.
No, to me that makes no sense.
Makes perfect sense. Like they want to kill. They don't want to be killed.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But equally...
So they want to be alive to kill.
But equally... but it's one thing not to want to die, but it's another thing to be scared of death.
That's true.
Witnessed it yourself loads of times.
Scared.
It makes the killing even worse. The thing you fear the most, you're more than happy to perpetuate.
Yeah,
but you know what? Some people do that. Actually.
But I always find it
fascinating.
But I always find it fascinating that you can kill 40 people and be shook to die.
Yeah.
I always find out. You get the ones that like take me, but the ones that said like I don't want to die, I'm scared. Those like, really.
But to me, that almost reminds me of the bad boy gangsters. Some of those, right, who were quick to go and take out a man.
Well, that's why they had that tune in it. Mama, he murderer a ball when he made a judge said, give him my life sentence, mama.
No,
he all shit in nine pants when he made a judge said, give him my life sentence.
But don't you find
he's all shit in pants?
But equally, a lot of those people do make peace with. They don't want to die. Don't get it twisted.
But they make peace with
the fact that is a possibility for them. Do you know what I mean?
Because that's their lifestyle.
But that's their lifestyle. You gun, you die by the sword and all that type of thing.
They ain't begging for their lives. Let's be honest. Like when they're getting run down and the man them jumping, they're not begging for their lives. Some of them do.
This is what I'm saying.
But for the most part, they don't. They make peace with the fact that I'm probably not going to see 21. You hear them say it like thoughtfully and stuff like that. But
they'll say. But I reckon they're still shit in their pants.
Who wouldn't? But
this
equally,
is the point. You're absolutely. But you're living that life though. It's true.
And a lot of them don't.
Yeah.
They're still on roll. They're still
giving it the big one. Yeah.
So when I see these murderers doing all that, I'm like,
yeah.
Anyway, but back to the two boys. I don't know. For me, right now, I think it's an additional expense to name them. This is just me looking from that perspective because right now, what does it do? They're in prison. Okay, they're in prison, and I do think they're originally I thought it was gangs.
So wait, are they in prison for how long?
They haven't been sentenced.
When did this happen? When did this happen?
Last year? Was it last year? August, I think. When they did the murder.
Do you know what? I actually don't. I just decided to stop watching the news. I don't watch the news because I just find it really depressing.
I do find stuff that gets me more upset than I should do, whether it's anger. Well, stuff that elicits a response from me too strongly. I just decide not to watch.
Yeah, same. If I can put the news on, and then it's like, oh, this bad thing happened. Oh, this bad thing happened. Oh, this.
Do you ever feel guilt?
And I'm like, you know
what? Though?
No, I don't, because I'm just like.
I did recently watching an Al Jazeera watching what's going on in Palestine because I'm watching these people suffering and my heart is aching and my tears are welling up, and I just don't want to look at it.
Yeah, but that's fine. Why should you have to?
No, but I do feel guilty that I have that privilege of just being and say.
I suppose that for me is the thing though, isn't it? It's the actually. All said and done, and we're talking about how they perpetuate black people and how they treat Saka and blah 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 blah.
But when it comes, we don't live in this, and that's why I'm just going to say that's the gratitude comes into
and
it.
then you just think, you know what? As bad as things are, it could be so.
These are first world problems.
And this is what I'm saying. So I'm fully aware of what's going on in the world.
Yeah, you just don't internalize it.
But that's where, for me, not even internalize it. I pray for the world peace, but I send which is not going to happen, right? Right. But the point is, it's then that's why I don't like to complain. Yeah. My thing is that's where I am happy. I'm grateful because guess what? What have I got to complain about?
I'm not gonna lie. Like at the moment, I've got no energy for things that don't concern me, and by that I mean like. If somebody's upset about something that I can't... Okay, I do think I might be on the spectrum. That's the first thing to say. And that...
She's just woken up. She has just woken up.
I think there's nothing wrong with it.
Lou, I love you very much.
I've come to the conclusion that I probably am
diverse.
Yeah,
same.
Vanessa loves to tell me that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's cool because I've got this far with it.
It's what my thing, guys.
Here's the thing, like...
Because I struggle with the need to label as well.
What do you mean?
Like
a tin? Like what?
Like...
what are we labeling?
All right, so...
People?
So I was watching... I was watching
said it
because I was
too.
off Kiss the Girls, right?
Yeah.
Which is this.
What's that?
I haven't watched it.
What is it?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
show about is it?
It's apparently it's like a Love Island,
Okay.
Yes,
but it's with
a reality with women.
all
Reality
gay
show
women,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
And like
Are they like the same age in that?
yeah, they're all quite young, so it's,
Do they all look the same?
no,
Okay.
they're very very different looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really quite interesting.
Okay.
But it me and Vanessa were talking about like it's you would say LGBTQ
IA.
plus.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
what they do it now,
Yep.
and it's because of all the labels.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're just like,
It's inclusive.
what
Isn't it?
is it about having to have a label?
I do.
And
feel
I
like-
guess maybe it's because then you have a sense of belonging to a
That's
group.
it.
I don't know.
Absolutely. That's what I
I
would
do
say.
personally think, and I might get slaughtered for this, that some of these groups need to be separated out because they're
What do you mean?
no, because what they're going through is not the same as what other people are going through. Respectfully, like for instance, I feel like the lesbian, gay, bi is all about, and what's the other one?
Trans?
Not trans. I think that's different.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
tell you
I
why I
think
think
it's
it's different
different.
because this is all that part of it is about sexual preference.
Mhm.
The other part for
This
me
is
is more
about, I
about
don't
how
wanna be a feel.
how I self-identify, how I
Yeah.
feel, and I think on some levels it's wrong to be like, I like boys. I'm having an existential crisis about who I am and the way I was born, and the bless will be the same. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I do feel like one's about saying who I love, and one's almost about learning to love yourself for who you are. So I feel
What would you say to that? As a,
also I don't believe in coming out.
You don't believe what?
Coming out. That's a strong thing to say, isn't it? I personally
No,
think,
you know what?
because you've always been. Is that what
I-
you mean?
imagine having to build up the courage to tell somebody who you'd like to fuck.
Yeah.
But
Fuck.
it's not
Should
even
I
that. But
understand?
think about it. Almost on a daily basis, I come out.
Okay.
You know, I'm at work and I meet someone who I've not met before.
True.
I come out again
Yeah.
because I'm saying to them, I'm married to a woman.
But I think that's just living in your truth. Do you feel an additional need to have to let them know?
No, I feel it's
Or correct
important.
them.
No, but if I'm talking about Vanessa, I'm talking about my wife. I'm talking about my wife.
Yeah.
But I do. But I think maybe
I
I've said
guess.
maybe I've said it wrong. I don't think a child should live in his house or her house and be worrying about the day that they have to go and sit at a table and tell your mother,
Mum, that I like
I
boys
would like
or I
to
like.
sleep with boys.
Yeah.
Like, do you know why?
That's about where you are in your acceptance of all.
yeah, but I
Right?
do feel like this
So
is
because
notion
your
that everyone has to
acceptance
do
of
it.
all, right? Your children, from what you're
Oh, you talking
saying,
about me personally? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
your
as an
acceptance of
individual.
all,
Yeah.
right? So my acceptance of all means that Davina doesn't have to sit around a table and right. She might say something in passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. That's
yeah,
exactly what I mean.
That's what, yeah, as
That's
opposed
exactly
to
what I
this
mean.
She might
whole
just say
big
to me,
hoo-ha
"Oh,
of,
yeah.
I've got to sit.
I'm bringing round my girlfriend today."
That's exactly
It's
what I
yeah,
mean.
okay, if she comes round.
I feel like
I
a
want
lot-
to introduce you to her. Right? It's
yeah.
not the sit down around the table.
Yes,
I've got
yes,
something to say.
yes,
That's
yes.
very traumatic.
Yes.
Yes,
my
yes,
own
that's
experience.
what you
That
mean.
was
That's
that
what I
is
mean.
like you have to build yourself up, and then it's really traumatic.
Yeah.
Well,
But
it
that's
is,
my
you're
whole
right.
point
Yeah.
because I feel like it's a privilege we as straight people never have to worry about it. So
Yes.
why the
should
hell
somebody else have to?
Do you know?
Yeah.
I've never in my life had to go.
I gotta go and sit down
I
and
just
tell
let
my
my mum
parents a
know.
little.
I like boys. Like I would never know.
Maybe thinking about it. Maybe if
And that should be everybody's privilege. Is what
I
I'm
was going to
saying.
say, maybe if I did like boys, and I liked a white boy,
Yeah.
I might have had to have that. I've got to tell my mum. I've got a
yeah,
white
Yeah,
boy.
but I don't. Think
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
I
I
hear you.
personally think in 2024, and I'm not speaking like I know the community but I'm an ally kind of thing. But I just think in 2024,
Shouldn't be the case.
it shouldn't be the case that you must sit in.
But exactly, like
Unless
a lot
you're-
of things that
Do you know what
this
I
is it in
mean?
But
2024.
think
That
about
should be
it,
the case.
even now,
And she pants
so
are arseholes.
my
And you prep them.
my lanyard, right, is a
Colours.
it's a rainbow
Yep.
lanyard, right?
Yep.
And the reason why is because they gave it to all those that are happy to wear it, so that anyone coming into the hospital
Nice.
knows that this is someone who's friendly.
Can I just
Yeah.
ask you a question? Do you straight people wear it?
Yeah,
Because I do as well. I've got one. A lanyard that's
it's not that,
Just
but
your
it's just
ally.
It's just that you're still having to, in some way, step out and say, "I'm an ally."
yeah.
That's what I mean. Not
And this is
not-
almost what I did with that dominant thing. It was almost like letting them know as soon
We're
as possible. You're
We're
not a bigot.
allies.
We're allies.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
you're
Like
good,
taking
you're
an
good.
interest,
And I
making
get
it
it.
quite early that
Yeah.
not only am I aware that you two are a couple,
Yeah.
I'm interested in how you met. The same questions you would ask a new couple that you just met. When did you meet?
Do you know what though?
Da-da-da-da-da.
But in saying that, me knowing your husband, I don't even think you needed to.
I didn't.
No,
No,
but-
my friend Wendy was
no.
like, if they have any preconceived notions, that's
all.
on them. They must take
Absolutely,
people
because
as
Dom's
find
not
them.
that way. His energy
But funny
from
enough,
the get.
they were appreciative that I'd even have the.
Oh, so wait.
thoughts.
So wait, we've got to get. Did you tell them then?
Of course I did. You know, I got emails. I was so
I
worried.
told my husband when we
No,
get here.
I was so worried about how you would take my husband.
I was
Okay.
so worried you was going to be a bigot about Caribbean people that I told my husband to
No,
be extra nice.
I
so
was-
that if you were a bigot, you could go actually. They're all the same.
I was so worried that they might have. I was so worried that they might have had experiences
Love you,
with
Lisa.
black people
Sorry,
who made them
that's
feel like.
not
So I was like, let's
fucking
make sure this
easy.
one.
But I suppose, and this is the thing, and you keep saying it,
That
and
is
though
sweet, Billy.
I understand it. I suppose I sit on a different place where
course you would.
where I say to myself, as a black person, not necessarily black
Yeah.
and gay, as a black person, I say to myself, right. So I'm going into this environment,
Yeah.
and there's going to be white people,
Yeah.
right, and I'm just going to be me,
Yeah.
right, and see how they are to me as I am to them,
Absolutely.
and actually generally works well.
But I do
Same.
think it's a little bit nuanced because, first of all, as a woman, you're not really a threat. Let's just be
No.
honest.
And I get that,
Yeah.
but I guess it's when you're in an environment where there might be all white people and you're the only black person,
Mm.
you might not be a threat, but you are still someone that
An
they
other.
potentially could be
But I'll be honest
an
with you,
other.
at work, I overheard, this is a new guy at work, and I overheard him say something to the girl next to me about, oh, my husband. And he went, you know I'm gay, right? And I could hear his voice tremble ever so slightly when he
bless
said
him.
it.
Oh, bless him.
So obviously I didn't hear him. The next day we were talking about, he'd asked me about my children. And I was like, right, well, what about you and your husband? You guys interested in having kids? Purposely said. I
Said
didn't
that.
say, I purposely said you and,
And
your
your
husband.
husband.
So A, he knows
Yep.
I'm an ally.
You made him
and B,
comfortable.
knowing that, I'm still concerned
Yeah.
about, because I could have just said, do you
Mhm,
want kids?
mhm.
And at that point, he then has to explain to me
Yeah.
he's in a gay couple.
Mhm.
But I said, what about you and your
You
husband?
made that.
But what I'm saying is, I made an extra effort
Yeah, you
in
did.
that situation to be like, I want him to feel comfortable. I heard his voice tremble the other day. Like,
Yeah.
and like, someone's like, because as well, it's a new company, it's a new
Mhm.
business, he's new. And the way he said, you know, I'm gay, right?
Mm.
I really felt sorry for him in that moment. Like, I was like, that should never have to,
Be
you
the
should never
case.
have to say,
And
I'm gay, right?
And I suppose, like,
Yeah.
for me
You
now,
never.
Oh, you know I'm straight, right?
You know I'm straight, right?
well, I suppose, but I suppose it's. As
I would
you
never
said,
have guessed he was gay either.
We don't know
But I
who's.
didn't know, that's another thing.
Huh?
I would never have guessed he was gay. I
No,
didn't know.
and the thing is, it's we don't know one's history. I suppose because,
Exactly.
like, for me, I don't. I think the day I got married, I knew I had to put all my, if you like, insecurities aside.
What do you mean?
I can no longer be insecure because I now have a wife.
What do you mean?
So whereas I might have been like, oh my god,
Yeah, I
I've
get
got
it.
to tell this person that I'm gay because and how they're gonna be, how do they feel about gay people, blah 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 blah.
Mm.
Right? It all changed when I got married.
Okay.
So when I got married,
Intentional.
I think it just changed.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm now married. I now have a wife.
And you
there
said
is
the
no
word-
now. There's now no denying it.
When I
Yeah,
say the
so-
word the wife, people are gonna go,
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna deny it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I've got a ring
yeah.
on my finger.
Yeah.
Right, and so for me, it then changed,
But I
and
feel
it then
like-
became, this is just.
Yeah.
But also,
Well, yeah.
also, I feel like you also were very, very happy and comfortable in your skin, and it's I want that for everybody. Like, like the fact that you
Do you
say,
know what? I think fundamentally that's what it should come down
I mean,
to.
the fact that you say my wife and no one
blinks.
blinks, but everybody knows why I won. Cool.
Yeah.
Move, keep it pushing. And I kind of want that for everybody. Mum, I've got a new boyfriend. Quick blink. Could you register in what they just said? And that's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
But
I
is it,
suppose.
it's not, it's
well,
not
the
the way
thing
it
is
was.
that, you know,
I mean, we've come
I-
a long way.
we have, and
But at the
you know,
same
I think
time-
religion has a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
I don't. I think that's so stupid. Honestly,
You know,
genuinely, wholeheartedly, I think, specific for black people, the idea of telling somebody who they should and shouldn't have, knowing our history and what we've been through, is
Dumb.
utter stupidity.
Yeah.
it's dumb.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
And none
dumb.
of things like when people are even trying
It's
to build
dumb.
religion
Yeah,
in
it
it.
is.
Levels
You're
of
telling someone their
dumbness.
sin. So wait. You're judging me for sinning differently to you, apparently.
This is it. It's just something.
Dumb.
That means
Exactly.
because you're not cheating on your wife, Pastor. Like, relax.
Oh, it's all right. Thank you, right? Or do you know what? It is very dumb, you know.
It's dumb. It's just levels of dumbness.
No, it's people's ignorance and people thinking they're better than other people.
That's the
That's
problem.
what it comes down to.
And we're not
Because what someone does with somebody else.
When do people start
Is
realizing?
none of your
goddamn business.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just-
I would hate the idea of my kid not coming to me and being able to tell me for fear of how I would react, or for fear that I wouldn't love them. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Rejection.
god.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
that.
I think there's parents who've done that. Many.
Loads.
I think it's wild.
Many.
that's
As we
wild.
talk about
That's
that,
why
you've
there's
got
the baby
those
you held in
people.
your
That's why-
arms.
Yeah, they
There is,
disown you for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of people in the gay community that have mental health.
Yeah.
Because you've been,
Massive thing, innit?
It's, you know what? It's true. And that's the thing, right? And this is
The
why.
ones you love the most is wild.
Exactly. Like, you've just said the mental health and the struggles because you're not loved because of who you I think that's pretty sad.
Thing is as well, you're not sleeping with that person. I am.
Yeah, exactly. Let me do my thing.
No, just know I don't want to sleep with you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But mine is, are
That
they
was
treating
the
your
other
child right?
misconception, guys. As you've just said that,
What's that?
why do some people always think that every gay person
You know,
wants to?
I remember having that argument.
you
with
know
a-
what I
with
mean?
a friend.
Like,
when I
not
came out,
Yeah,
and
like you fancy everybody because you're
she
gay.
was
No,
like,
it's the same
"Oh,
shit.
do you fancy me?" And I was like, "No, I've got taste, you know." Maybe that was the offensive part. I don't know, but I was like, I have a type.
Yeah.
I just run around seeing
So what you
everybody
think? I like everything.
like I'm some kind of slapper. What's wrong with you?
No, but this is it, right? And that's the thing. And
And
I think
then they were mortified because I was like, "No."
Imagine that.
And
Imagine
that's
someone telling you to your
madness.
face, I
Imagine,
do not fancy
and
you.
you're mortified the fact that I don't. What's so more? It's just like a
Which one do you want?
heterosexual person. I'm not. What? I don't fancy everybody.
That's like me saying every man fancies me.
This is my whole point. Like, dude,
Exactly.
be
Or
just-
you fancy every single man.
yeah. There you go. It's the same principle, and I'm just.
Do you know what? I feel like people don't think before they speak.
They
They don't
don't.
No, they
engage their
don't.
brain.
They don't. But this is it. Society, religion, or whatever. This indoctrination of the right, the wrong, the correct. I'm just like,
For me, it's simple.
how about we just love one another, people?
And also, it's just simple. Don't
Just
do
in general.
nothing to nobody you do not want done to yourself.
Absolutely.
If you look at things through that lens,
Do unto others as you'd have
you would
them
change a
done-
lot.
right?
Absolutely.
Simple.
Absolutely.
And
Simple.
this is it. It's the
You know,
mindset.
as they say, treat others as you wish to
be treated.
And I think
And if,
that
you
would
could, if
change.
everybody lived like that,
Oh,
there
the
wouldn't
world
be,
would be
there
a
wouldn't
better
be
place.
a war in the Ukraine.
No.
There wouldn't be the shit that's happening
Even
in
down to the murderers I
Palestine.
was telling you about. Remember, said they don't want to die either.
This is
Do
it,
you know
right?
what I mean?
Even they don't want to die.
There wouldn't be the shit in Palestine.
No.
There wouldn't be, the wars in Yemen and
Yeah.
all of this rubbish.
Yeah.
If they just treat people
Right.
women would not be, for the vast majority of countries, second-class citizens.
Absolutely. Right.
Second-class citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even us here,
Yeah.
women are second-class citizens. You know how difficult it is to get even a proper conversation if you've got if you're menopausal.
What do you mean?
You go to your doctor
Yeah.
and you say to the doctor, "Oh, I'm feeling like this." They don't. It's not even a question.
Yeah, they don't ask you about the menopause. I mean,
They
I've
don't
not
ask
gone
What do you
because
mean? What do you mean?
why are you feeling like this?
Yeah. So I'm feeling a bit tired.
Mhm.
I'm feeling a bit whatever. I'm feeling
Anxious,
anxious.
whatever, because
I'm
these are-
I'm
these
all of a
are
sudden feeling
symptoms.
anxious.
Mhm.
Blah blah blah. Well, take these pills. Well, actually, I'm wondering whether I might be perimenopausal.
Mhm.
Nah, you can't be.
Really?
You wait. You go and see your doctor and see how difficult it is.
Luckily,
To
I've
get them
not
to take
gone
you
to
Oh, I've got a
seriously.
fantastic relationship with my daughter. I see him very often. Any little
Very
boo boo,
often.
any boo boo,
They're best
I'm in the
friends.
app booking an appointment. He's like, so what? And I,
What is it now?
and I normally
Mrs.
tell him what's
Thompson
going on with
Lowe?
me, sir.
Yeah.
So, what I think is happening is I googled it.
Girls,
take this.
last week Sunday, home, finished eating dinner, in the kitchen washing the dishes. I swallowed as normal as you would. Next thing, it's like a ball just popped up in my neck.
Oh, your glands.
Oh my days, Melanie! But it freaked me the fuck
It
out.
literally just popped out.
Lou, I was fine. Then next thing, to the point, I thought this is what. Wait, this is what I actually did. So I'm chilling. Why does my throat feel funny? And then it's like pop. And then there was this like a little mini golf ball in my neck here, right? And I'm standing over the sink. I'm getting hot now, isn't it?
To get some ice.
Listen, I'm getting hot. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm thinking, shit, what is it? What is it? I'm like, nah, tumours don't come up that quick. No, you know when you just like going every, and then I'm trying to push it now, innit? So I'm trying to flatten it. I'm like, push it,
Did it
pop
hurt
it.
to touch?
No. And then I'm trying to pop it back in, but obviously it didn't want. And then it's like I do this. It's like this big ball here, and girls, all I'm thinking about is my pretty face. Oh no, what is going on? Like the anxiety came.
I'm trying to push it back in.
I was. Then
The thing is that something popped out and you're into it. Pop it back.
trust me. So Rico's in the front room, but I've got my dressing gown on. I'm getting so hot, hot. I'm standing. I'm like, I don't feel right, and I walked in the front room. Went to Rico, look at my neck. I went, what's wrong with me? And then I sat down, no word of a lie. I was dripping wet. I got a fever. Crazy. And I'm going to Rico, I don't feel right. So Rico's looking at me going. So Rico's like, Mama, you're right. No.
She just surrendered to it.
And then he goes to me, yes, I'm wearing my thick woolly dressing gown. And then he goes, I think you should lie down next door and take the dressing gown off. If you need anything, just give me a
Don't
right, literally. But before I went, because you
What was
said you
it?
Googled it.
I'll Google it.
Swollen melon, it just said fucking swollen glands.
Oh,
But
bless you.
it was so
How long
Tariko
did it go
Googled
away?
it went away in a day.
Oh, okay.
Right, but it went down the next morning. I woke up, but it was still like at here.
Did you
right?
did you have anything,
Like an infection
an
or something?
illness?
No, but this
after
is
the
what.
fact?
No,
Oh, okay.
this was what my tooth had been hurting me. But I've got a filling in it. That's the only thing I can put it down to.
But it left.
It was the flipping weirdest thing, girls. I panicked.
Don't you feel like at our age? Listen, back in the day, I've got this little thing in my finger called a ganglion cyst, a little tiny little lump. And when it generally speaking, it don't cause me no problems. It's the stuff that the pimple popper would take out your finger. That kind of thing. Normally, when I get hurt, I was like, I don't feel. Carry on.
Yeah.
Now,
Everything you're like.
I'm like, oh, what's this?
Standard.
What is this?
You do.
On
And
that-
you get older. Yeah.
Google had an inkling. It's a little something on the back. Oh gosh.
Listen.
On that Google.
But it's funny because Tariko went straight away on Google. While I was sweating, dripping, he's on Google. He was like this because he was lying. They didn't even move. He was just looking at me like, Mama, you're right. And the next thing I'm just seeing this. And then he goes, I think you've got a swollen lymphatic node. Or your gland.
Yeah.
And then he goes, fever, all of this. He goes, you'll be all right in a day or two.
But it's so funny how when you're younger and you think of, let's be honest, we all thought we were invincible, innit? But as you get older, you know the things that happened to me when I was younger, I'm now paying more attention
Trust me.
to. And I'm very proactive.
I check my breasts a lot more as well.
Babes, like,
You should do.
Yeah,
Do you know what's funny?
No, I do. I
should.
Sorry,
Speaking of
I'm
which,
checking
that was
my
a very
breasts.
No, it's fine, but
No,
speaking
you
of
don't have
that,
to do it on, unless you're
I
going to show
just
them
did.
how.
I actually just went like, you know.
I check it all
but-
the time. But speaking of which, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I had, it wasn't a lump, it was a dull ache in my boob, like just a dull ache. Enough to notice and enough to, it wasn't even painful, it was just like a dull, annoying ache. So went to my doctor, told him.
The Jamaicans would have said you had wind.
Wow.
Because we believe you can get wind everywhere.
Everywhere,
Yeah,
innit?
absolutely. Yeah, chat with man. Then you'll be all right.
Yeah, just drink some tea.
Yeah.
So my doctor was really quick with the referral. And the hospital was really close to my house. Like, so, and I didn't tell nobody because I'm a big believer.
No, she
you don't
didn't tell
speak
me.
things into existence.
And I
that kind of
agree.
thing. So, funny story actually. So I get there and obviously you're dressing gown and there's, when I tell you, there's just women everywhere in dressing gowns. No one's talking to each other. Everyone's
Oh my
just
gosh.
shook in it. So, and you just know some are getting good news. Some
Yeah,
are
and some getting bad news.
Anyway,
Whew.
so you go from one. So first you have a mammogram,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have a ultrasound. Funny enough.
Yep.
So the mammogram.
Yeah, I had that when I
Yeah.
went to... Why do I keep touching my breast?
So when I went to the ultrasound, this lady was like, and I need to just ask some questions. Do you have silicone implants? I said no. She's like, okay, cool. And I think I just double check again. Do you have silicone implants? I said
No.
no.
Honey, I just what do they
Like,
look good,
I
don't it?
understand English, you know. Like I was like, no. She still didn't believe me, you know. Until she actually did the mammogram, she didn't believe me.
Wow.
And then she said, mammogram's clear, but you need to go and have the ultrasound.
Yeah.
So went to have the ultrasound, and the sonographer kind of paused and then got someone to check it too. And then they were like, no, it's fine. Basically, everything was fine. They were like, try primrose.
Primrose oil.
Try primrose oil. That helps with like dull aches and this, that. To be honest with you, to this day, I've Googled it so many times. I don't see any correlation, but whatever. I've been taking primrose oil since. I felt fine since. And it's almost like the minute I was told I was fine,
It went away.
it went away.
Do you know it's so true?
Probably
but
had
those-
wind.
Yeah,
But I brought up the story because I hadn't told anybody because I was shook.
yeah,
And whilst I'm there, who calls me?
me.
She calls me, and in that moment, everything came out.
Did you start crying?
No, I was on the
No,
verge.
she was just more emotional.
Yeah, because I hadn't told anybody.
yeah.
And the fact that she happened to call me
her.
while I was there.
Apparently, I do that a lot. I message my friends just at the right time or call at the right time. I get that. It's like, oh, you just messaged me at the right time. I needed to hear your little voice or whatever it might be. You've cheered me up. So
I spilt my guts out. But
Yeah.
it's so weird because I think I'd spoken to you the day before.
Yeah.
And we do our Tuesday calls. And I think I'd spoken to her the day before, so I wasn't expecting a call. And I think she was just calling to say hello, to be fair.
yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I do
and
that. I'm random.
In that moment, I remember I was like, he works here. 'Cause I did need to speak to somebody.
That's
Yeah.
exactly that, right? It's like I called you at the right time. It was meant to be.
And then right after that, it was everything's fine.
Fine.
Hallelujah.